Okay, what we have here is a little bit of soy sauce on top of the meat. Okay, rub it on, just like that. Then we rub some garlic powder all over it, both sides if you want, or just one side. I'm gonna add a little bit of adobo. Threw into a pot to sear it. We're only gonna flip this 2 or 3 times. So I put a little bit of garlic powder on top. That's meat. It's already been cooking there. It's starting to throw off some fat, juices. I flip one over. See how it just kind of cooked? Not completely, but it's cooked. I'll do the same thing to the other one in a few minutes. Okay, I flipped the other one now. So they're both flipped over. Flip them over once on each side. It's on medium heat. A little bit above medium. Sprinkle a little bit more garlic on top. You can never have too much garlic. It's just me. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the meat out for now, just for a few seconds. We're gonna utilize that garlic and soy sauce that's on the bottom to cook the veggies. So we're gonna put this on a plate for now. See, it's not cooked all the way, which is good. It's gonna stay there, no problem. I'm gonna throw some veggies in here. Okay, I threw in some rough cut mushrooms right there with a little bit of olive oil. There's garlic already in there, stuff like that. I'm gonna let that cook a little bit. Throw some adobo here, all-purpose seasoning, no pepper, and we're gonna sprinkle some on here, just a little bit, and then we're gonna throw some onions. I like to buy the bagged stuff, but you could use fresh. This is just easier for me, so we're gonna dump about half a bag in here. Okay, because I got a lot of meat. I need a lot of onions. Okay, just mixed it up a little bit there. I'm gonna throw in some oregano for flavor. Just love oregano. Okay, that's good. And I'm gonna let them sweat out a little bit. I'm gonna put the cover on it for a second. I'm gonna let that sweat for a little bit. Let some of that water evaporate inside. And make a little bit of the roux, which is a little bit of the liquid on the bottom. Let it scoop up together. Eventually we're gonna put a little bit of beef broth in there as well, but we'll get to that. Okay, I'm gonna put the beef back in. Then I threw some of the onions and stuff around it. And now we're gonna add a little bit of beef broth. But first we're gonna add some celery sticks, about 3 sticks only for now, and then we're gonna put the rest on later. Okay, I added one whole thing of beef broth. Now I'm gonna let that boil with the lid open, and then we'll add the peas and carrots last if that's what you like. If not, you can leave it like that. I also like to add olives at the end. And I'm waiting for the meat to get softer, then I'll chop it up. Okay, I cut the meat into quarters, and I added a little bit of tomato sauce, about half a jar of Prego traditional with onions and garlics. And that's gonna give it the red color. It's gonna give it a little bit more sweetness, a little bit more flavor. So that's all boiling now. I added the celery earlier, and that also gives it a different flavor. And I'm gonna let that cook a little bit more with the lid on. And now I'm cutting up the meat, make it a little bit smaller chunks, using a pair of scissors. And you can see the colors there. It's bubbling up. Carrots and peas are last, and more celery is last also. And then you let it cook for a little bit longer, and that's it. I added the celery, about 8 sticks altogether, 4 in the beginning, 4 towards the end. And the meat is cut up into big chunks. I'm going to cut it one more time towards the end. I like to leave the meat thick so that all the juices can come out, spread. And I'm going to do a taste test in a few minutes just to see if the gravy is good. I'm going to boil some potatoes on the side just to make little mashed potatoes. Put a little salt, a little water, let that boil. Made a little rice as well. Potatoes are starting to boil. Let's check on this. It's boiling. Okay. Pretty soon I'm going to take the cover off. I'm just trying to get the meat tenderized real soft with the hot heat. If you notice, I haven't added no salt or pepper. I do that last, and I do it to my taste. You do the same. No salt and pepper to the end, or let people add their own salt and pepper.